What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're going to be covering, all the earnings going down this week, but mainly touching on SoFi. I think it's going to be a pretty busy and packed week, and it'll be definitely interesting to see how these companies report. So SoFi and all these earnings, they can go either way. We've seen a beat on EPS and the stock sell off, or, it's all about earnings and guidance. So it's kind of like flipping a coin. It can go either way, but we're going to touch on some things that I found, Wall Street's expectations and people's opinions on SoFi, including my own. So if you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and let's get into it. All right, so I posted this in the Patreon. Here are the earnings that have my interest peaked. I'm definitely watching the Trade Desk, AMC, PayPal, Roblox, Clover Health, and Space. This is more for the meme effect, AMC, Clover, and Space. Palantir, I'm interested in. Neo, obviously. That is one that was big last year and has not done much this year, so, I'm interested in that. Fubo, I actually do think will perform well. Coinbase, with crypto running so hard, I do think they'll perform well. We'll just have to see how guidance goes. Upstart's interesting. Wynn Resorts, Callaway. Then we have Fiverr, which is very oversold right now, but they tend to gap down on earnings, so we'll see. Disney, I think, will do well and just finally recovered after being oversold. SoFi, Affirm, Beyond Meat, Open Door, and Tattooed Chef. I'm not too bullish on Beyond Meat. Open Door, we'll see how they do. We know Zillow just pretty much tanked off their earnings. Tattooed Chef will be interesting. And then PaySafe, one that I covered a long time ago. I'm not really that interested in this stock, but it is very oversold. I know there's quite a few people invested in this one, so we'll see how they report. And then Blink, with the infrastructure bill, heavily shorted, just piques my interest there. But I actually think Blink will run in the days before their earnings, so we'll just have to see. So that's what's coming up this week, and those are the ones that have my interest. All right, first up, we're going to go through this Twitter thread here. So this guy tweeted, I thought it was interesting. Warrants had to be priced in already. I'm super bullish at this point. Earnings are always risky, but they have a feeling that it's very risk on. So this guy said he couldn't agree more. Redeeming warrants, gladly load up on cheap calls, even if we get further overreaction. 3% dilution is nothing, and it's just a sign that bank charter is coming soon. So if we click on this thread right here, he's saying that for those waiting on good news about the company, seeing a warrant redemption is one of the best indicators that good news is coming. When SoFi bank charter December 6, 2021 is our day to watch. Logic is simple. The goal of redeeming warrants is to remove the possibility of warrant holders exercising their warrants after the stock price appreciates greatly on future great news. Outstanding warrants equal uncontrolled future dilution. Big positive news equals rise in stock price. Rise in stock price means warrants become more valuable, which means increased future dilution that the company has no control over. Obviously, this guy can't read the future, but that is just his thought, and I definitely agree with it, and I like what he had to say, so I wanted to share it. So obviously, we're all hoping for similar results to Lending Club. We want SoFi to gap up, but as bulls, we also need to go over the bearish side too, the pros and cons. So I went, to one of the Discords that I'm in, and I was chatting with some of the guys who talk about SoFi, and these guys had some good stuff to say, so I wanted to show, what they were talking about. All right, so here is what same weird guy said. He said, pros, Galileo deferred payment while moving to cloud last Q2. They should get that payment this quarter. Other lending companies beat and raised guidance, so Lending Club is what we're talking about. A lot of things started to ramp up in Q3. For example, the Stadium, Galileo got a ton of new clients, no warrant liability in the future. As you guys know, that one-time fee from last time hurt earnings. And then we had the cons. SoFi probably spent a lot on advertising, missed last earnings. Square missed, I believe, as a payment processor. Bottom line, even if SoFi does miss Q3, a lot of catalysts are on the way. Could be a chance to load more. Personally, I'll load back all the calls I sold when we get to 19. Also, I would doubt that they missed that badly. Just his humble thoughts, not financial advice. Dip equals buy, rip equals lock in some profits on those call options, maybe trim. So I totally agree with what he's saying here. And then my take on it is that ER can obviously go either way. SoFi should have better earnings than the last one. There's not going to be that one-time transaction fee that hurt them so poorly. Guidance should be much better, obviously heading into 2022 with student loans starting back up and the bank charter, everything that's going on. So I assume this one will be much better. We're expecting a 15% move either to the upside or downside. So you're looking at like $19 or $25. And then the hype can obviously carry it, to the upside or downside. So we'll just have to see. And you could hedge against these earnings with puts if you have a ton in SoFi and you're worried about it. or you can also, take some long dated call options. If it were to go up, then those will print. And if not, you still have plenty of time on them. So there's multiple plays you can do here. Just depends on your personal thoughts on earnings report. Now we're going to get into Wall Street's expectations and then get into the charts. All right, so here's Wall Street's expectations here. We have SoFi confirmed to report around 4:10 p.m. on Wednesday, and the estimate is for a loss of about 11 cents per share on revenue of 251 million, and the earnings whisper number is 17 cents per share negative. Investor sentiment is going into the company's earnings release has 67% expecting an earnings beat. Company's guidance was for around 245 to 255 million. The stock has drifted higher by 47% from its open following the earnings release. And then we have overall earnings estimates have been revised lower since the company's last earnings release. Now on Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, there was some notable buying of 14,845 contracts of the $25 call expiring Friday, November 12th, so obviously betting for that beat. Option traders are pricing in a 12.8% move on earnings, and the stock has averaged a 14.2% move in recent quarters. So that is kind of around where I got that 15% number. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Looks like we are betting for the stock to go up, especially after Lending Club's earnings. I think that is helping people be bullish on this earnings report. All right, looking at the daily chart here, here's my current take and what I have on SoFi. My take right now is that news and earnings reports will trump charts and patterns almost every time. So it all comes down to Wednesday earnings. If we sell off, this will be invalid, and we just wait for the bank charter. You can load up on the dip, as we all know that SoFi will be much higher in the years to come. But we were overbought. We cooled off a little bit. Low volume sell there. Friday really wasn't as bad as I expected. Now we did break out of this wedge and this cup and handle, retested a little bit. We could see a little bit more selling, and then I could see us breaking out of this falling wedge again come earnings if things are bullish. So we could say, maybe Monday, Tuesday, see a little bit more selling. Hopefully we hold and then, bust through for earnings. That's my take on it. Or we could just pop, on the anticipation for earnings. But that next big resistance, as a lot of people have commented, 2350-ish, that area is pretty tough for SoFi to break. We've rejected it a few times now. So, that's a big spot for us to break. If we can get through that on high volume and great news, you could definitely see 2526 this week. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Check out the Discord and Patreon, and have a good one.